Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of Jab We Sing. Thank you for joining us today. It's good to be back. I'm out of my quarantine officially, Ritu. So getting my energy back slowly. And Jab We Sing is a show that Ritu and I have been doing for nearly a couple of months now. Ritu, can you believe the time
That's right.
gone by so quickly? And it's been so much fun. So every week we get together around this time and we talk about the song lyrics that we sing along to all the time, you know, specifically Bhangra songs or Bollywood songs, ones that we're singing along to and we don't even think about what we're saying and how they affect our subconscious minds, how they shape our culture, how they influence our behavior as well. So the amazing Ritu is the Punjabi mouthpiece. And I'm the one that sits here and goes, what does that mean? I don't know. So thanks for hanging out with us for another week. We'd love for this to be as interactive as possible. So drop any insights that you're getting, you know, into the comments and come and interact with us as much as possible. Really do enjoy that. And this week is a song that I wanted to talk about. It's called Aja Sonia. And it's so interesting, Ritu. I was looking this song up, and there's about 1,000 Punjabi songs called Aja Sonia.
Yeah.
It's such a popular title, and the one we're going to be talking about is done by Shazia Manzoor and Bali Jagpal. And I first heard it about over 20 years ago, this song.
Oh, that makes me feel so old. I was young back then.
So clearly it was something, at the time, it was something so different to what I'd heard before. Like there's no toll in it. It's a Punjabi song, but I heard it at a cousin's birthday party for the first time, and I was like, oh, this is different. It's a little bit sexy. I felt like at that time, like I'd never heard anything that had this kind of tune. And when we go into it and hear the intro, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Rich, I'd love to know, like, is this a song that has any? Do you remember the first time you heard it? Is there anything that comes up for you with this song?
Yeah, as I say, I think I was in my late teens when this came out. I was at college, and it was kind of the thing because all of the songs are very, you know how when it trends, when something picks up, the trenders, everybody starts making similar songs. And then in those days, I think Punjabi music was there. Like all songs were very similar. Punjabi music is similar throughout, you know, Tol and Tundi and whatnot, and then that's it, and Bhangra, and that's it. What I find different about this song in particular is that it's got a very feminine flavor.
Yes.
It's thoda ja tappy. You feel like getting up and dancing. Thoda ja tappy. But it's not you want to go like full on Bhangra mode. It's like, I believe.
Oh my God, that's so true. And what I really like is, like, quite often, I know I've said a few times, even from a female perspective, the song is so often sung by a male. And I think, you know, you've even reminded me that I think that's what I liked about this song. It was one of the first ones that I'd heard a woman sing, which just sounds insane. It's insane.
नहीं पुरानियां ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ बहुत पुराने songs है ना ਜਿਹੜੇ legendary folk songs है ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਫੀਮੇਲ ਸਿੰਗਰਸ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਮਨਦੀਪ ਪਰ ਆਬਵੀਅਸਲੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਹੋਣਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੁਰਿੰਦਰ ਕੌਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਪੂਲਰ ਆ ਫॉर ਇੰਸਟੈਂਸ ਰੇਸ਼ਮਾ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਸੁਣਿਆ
I've heard the name.
ਰੇਸ਼ਮਾ
Uh-huh.
Yeah, ਚਾਰ ਦਿਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਓ ਰੱਬਾ ਬੜੀ ਲੰਬੀ ਜੁਦਾਈ she sung that and she's very old she goes back years and years and she's a very popular international singer singers ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਪਰ obviously Punjabi culture either way it's dominated by men even the industry is dominated by men and I know where you're coming from ਕਿ ਜੇ female perspective ਦਾ ਗਾਣਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ males ਕਿਉਂ ਗਾਉਂਦੇ है ना क्योंकि मेल पर्सपेक्टिव का गाना कोई फीमेल ने नहीं गाया आज तक है ना ये हमेशा फीमेल पर्सपेक्टिव का गाना जेड़ा ओ बंदे गाते हैं maybe you and I should get together sing a song from male perspective
Oh my god, I love that, Ritu. Oh my god, one day let's do it. We can do a parody. I think that would be so much fun. I'd love for anyone who's watching live or on the replay to tell us if that's something that we should do and suggest a song that we should do.
I'll get serious about this if we talk it at the one time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna do that. We'll do that one time. So I've just posted the video for Aja Sonia. So for those of you who want to watch along to the video, you can do that with us and let's hit play on it. Okay. I love this. Even the beginning, Ritu, these little
It's not a music, it's not a music.
Okay. I don't know what any of that means. She's saying some Kulya Guzara.
Kalyani, Kalya.
Oh my god, I love how often I mishear things. Okay. Kalya Guzara.
Kive Rata Kaliyan.
Kive Rata Kaliya. Kalya Guzara. A lot. Like, when is she talking about the guys being alone? Guzara is a word I definitely don't know.
Herself being alone.
Spend. Guzara.
So what she's saying is, how do I spend? She's talking about herself. How do I spend these long dark nights on my own? That's what she's saying.
Okay, so is she singing from a male perspective?
No, she's singing from a female perspective. Kalyan. Okay. Oh, okay. So you focus on Kalyan rather than Kalli.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I get it now. Why do you think it's क्योंकि जिद्दा पंजाबी च असी एक जे बंदे नु कहिए कल्ला, right? That you write there कल्ला ते कल्ली, female कल्ली बंदा कल्ला. पर जिद्दा ए gender ओ नहीं आ, gender bound word नहीं कल्याण. It's not कल्ला, it's कल्याण. It's a different word.
Okay.
ते ओ कल्याण चल्ली सी. जे word sentence use किया जाए इदा use किया जाएगा. ओ कल्याण चल्ली सी. ओ मार्केट नु कल्याण गई. ठीक है? मतलब कल्याण बंदे लिए भी यूज हो सकता है ते फीमेल लिए भी ते मेल. It's a different word.
Right. And guzara, what is a guzara?
Spend. गुजारना, spend करना.
Okay, so kalya guzara.
किमें रातां कालियां.
Kimeं rata kaliyan. Right. Okay, so the dark rata kaliyan, the dark nights.
Dark nights. How do I spend these dark, lonely nights on my own? That's what.
I can think of a few ways, but okay.
See, you're going to see this song in a very different light from now on because
I'm
you actually know what it means.
I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to this. I've really loved this song for a long time. Okay.
Great.
Dangdiya menu.
Yeah.
Dangdiya menu. So somewhat, I don't know that word either. What is she saying people are doing to her?
No, not people. Dung diyan menu,
Right, okay.
ruttan pyar waliyan.
Pyar waliyan, so
Rut ki hundi, do you know what rut means? Ruttan.
no.
Dung diyan hunda sting. Dung mana hunda sting karna. Bite, sting, right?
Okay.
Hey, that's why your mom's nose went up.
So
Remember?
there's
You telling me?
Dangniya menu.
Ruttan pyar waliyan.
Ruta. What does Ruta mean?
Rutta hunda season. So the season of love is stinging me, is biting me. I'm on my own.
Right. Okay. So because she's lonely, she's feeling it even
Yes,
more.
it's very romantic in its nature. Yeah.
Okay. This is more poetic than I thought. I thought you're right. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So the romantic seasons are stinging me. Yeah. Okay. Oh, bachari, bachari, bachari. Okay. This is the one that I think I actually get. Rita, you might tell me that I still don't get it, but she's saying, Tere vajo, without you, Jeeni lagda. I don't have almost like a desire to live.
Yeah.
Or I just don't feel like doing anything. Jeeni
Yeah, it's unpleasant. It's unpleasant without
unpleasant, yes.
Unpeaceful, unpleasant. जी नहीं लगता, जी नहीं ना लगता जिद्दों तुसी नवी जगह जांदे थाड़ा जी नहीं लगता.
Yes.
जिद्दों थाड़ा किसी चीज च मन नहीं लगता, when you don't find connection anywhere, थाड़ा जी नहीं लगता.
Yes.
That's what it means. मेरे जी नहीं लगता.
मैं तो मर गई ता. Is that what she's saying? मैं तो मर गई.
मर गई हाँ. मैं तो मर गई.
Yeah. Okay, and that's why and I'm dying.
Yeah. I'm almost dead.
Almost dead. Oh, this is incredibly dramatic. And then she's saying,
Oh,
just
well,
here.
you know, how do you know Punjabi community? We love drama.
Oh, we do. We are dramatic people. Wow.
Yeah, we love drama. We absolutely adore drama. And that's, you know, it's nice in a way, you know. Keeps us entertained.
It does.
You know, one of my friends actually uses it as a very normal sentence. You know, when something happens around her or in her house, like which is not pleasant, and somebody's ego's talking or something like that's happening, or the mother-in-law's got an issue, the husband's got. She goes, "Changa hai drama lage rehta, entertainment lage rehta." That's a good perspective.
Okay, so I have a couple of things to say about this. It's interesting. Like my mom would say things like "E mera lo pindea, e mera ser khanda," right? And this means, you know, oh, they're drinking my blood. These dramatic Punjabi expressions. Oh, they're drinking my blood, or he's eating my head, right? And it means someone's pissing you off. But Rita, okay, so now we're talking about language, right? And the things that we say.
Absolutely.
How many?
You know, we never say like aaja je kisi nu kehna hoye na pyar naal ke aajo hai na. Sada pyar ki hunda lang gaya. And there's a song in the lang gaya. And then when we're not very happy with somebody going, well, oh, we want somebody to go away. Asi kadi nahi kehde pyar na ke acha hon jao.
It does. And like what I'm saying is like meta mar gaiya, lo pina ser khanda, all of these things. I wonder how that affects our bodies, right? Because there is like a spiritual meaning behind all of the illnesses that we have as well. So I have a cold sore here, right? I mean, it's drying up now, but I also know that that's telling me that I'm around somebody that I don't trust, right? When we have migraines, we have all of these things. I work, you know, Ritu, I do a lot of work in energetic medicine, and how stress, how all of these things affect our bodies. And I know that I've been around somebody before I started getting these ulcers and cold sores. It's because I've been around somebody that I don't quite trust. And in particular, when women get cold sores, it's around when we're around men that we don't trust, because it's a way of us repelling them, right? We manifest it in our bodies so that men can stay. A couple of men whose intentions that I don't believe are pure,
around me, right? And they're not fully disclosing what their intentions are. And I understand this is why my cultures have been.
And you know, like what kind of anemia or what kind of blood problems, what kind of migraines are we manifesting when we say these things? They're eating my head. They're, you know, I'm dying. And yes, it's dramatic and yes, it's fun, but let's also be conscious about what we're doing to our bodies while we're saying these things.
And we don't mean it many a times, you know. This is just the way we talk. Saadi language iddan di hai. ਅਸੀਂ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਹੀ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਆ, and we don't assign a particular like serious meaning to it many a times. For example, personally, as a matter of fact, as a joke, what I say is दिमाग चिट्टिया है, right? So if I'm going on and on about something, somebody else is going on and on about, I'd say, दिमाग चिट्टिया, and I don't mean it like in a nasty way, or I don't mean harm on them or me, but this is just my language. I grew up with it.
Yeah.
And we say it without even giving it a thought, as you say, you know. And we joke about it. So if somebody says, "Bachche kidda hai, haan low pi jande hai," you know, bichare, they are good. They don't do that, but that's how we talk. You know, it's a joke for me, right?
It's so interesting.
Yeah, language is interesting. Yeah, language is yeah. But that's why I love Punjabi, by the way. You know, whenever you're expressing something, you express it 200 times more.
Yes,
that's what it actually is.
It's such a fun language, and like the idea behind the show, like Ritu and I've said so many times, it's not so that we stop saying these things or that we don't enjoy the songs anymore. It's about, okay, understanding, okay, this is what I said, say whatever you're going to say, but then like there's no right, there's no wrong, there's no good, there's no bad, right? But there's balance.
Responsibility.
Right? Like it always balances itself. So you can always balance that out. But if you're going to say, mere bachche mere low pinde, just balance it out later, right? And say, but I love them. I love them so much. And have gratitude for having them in your life, right?
Yeah,
you can
absolutely.
still say these things. Just remember to balance it up later. Okay. I love it. I love it. We've only 2 lines into the song and we've already seen so much out of it. So okay, and then she's saying Aja Sonia, Gare Aja Sonia. So she's saying to her love, I'm assuming come my love.
Come to me. Make Karaja, Karaja.
And then Karaja, come home almost. Or she could be referring to herself as home. I'm your home. So come home. Okay. Aja Sonia, Gare Aja Sonia. This is most of the lyrics. The video, she's flirting with this guy. She's in a swimming pool. Oh, hello. Okay, so they're in bed together. Wow. And they're flirting. Okay. Okay, so Hana diyan sab kudiyan mainu daan dendiyan, and in the video she's got divorce papers up.
Haan diyan sab kudiyan mainu taane dendiyan.
Taane dendiyan. So Hana diyan sab kudiyan means, like, from what I understand, Hana diyan means like all the girls around my age.
Yeah, friends, similar aged women.
Similar friends. Mainu daan dendiyan. What? So
Taane.
Mainu taane dendiyan. What does that mean? They gave me.
Taane pata ki hunde?
No.
You know the Saki remarks people make?
Okay.
Taane. Saki remarks, yes, sarcasm, yeah.
Okay. So are they having digs at her? Is that what she's saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Because she's divorced, maybe? Let's see. Haase paase fer vich mainu kamli kendiyan.
Hasse de vich mainu kamli kendi.
Hasse de vich mainu kamli. So in laughter, has.
It's again, it's like taking a dig at her.
Yeah.
Hasse vich menu kamli ke, they call me crazy.
They call me
Hasse jo menu kamli kendiyan.
Kamali. I know Kamali to be like silly.
Yeah, a little bit crazy. Yeah, crazy. Kamli is like a milder word. Kamli is kind of a milder word for crazy.
Yeah, it's like
I normally say, look करेंगे ना कमलियाँ हुईं की गल्ला कर दी कमलियाँ है ना. It's a kind of a mild word, yeah, but crazy.
Okay, interesting. So they're calling her crazy girl. And impossible no kamli kenni. Okay. This is a really sweet video. Oh no! So they've been lovey-dovey. Now they're arguing in the video. So she's praying for him now. Okay. I didn't catch that. Ritu, you're on mute.
I was talking to myself there.
Okay.
So, dard vandaave keda tere bajo aanke.
Tere bajo, I know tere bajo to mean like tere bina.
Yeah.
Like without you.
Dard vandaave keda.
No. What,
Do you know what dard is? Dard ki hunda pata?
Dard, pain.
Pain. Vandana ki hunda pata?
No.
Vandalo.
Vandalo, no, I don't know. Sharing, okay.
Dard vandaave keda tere bajo aanke.
Okay, so she's sharing pain.
Who else would share my pain?
Without
you, apart from you. So who else would share my pain? Tere bajo mein na mera dard kinne vandana? Tu vandana.
Okay. Interesting. She wants to okay, so she wants him to come and share her pain with her. Wow. Why is she in pain? Let's see. Okay.
So what did you get?
No, I didn't get that.
Kol na baithe koi.
So nobody's sitting next to
by me.
Yeah.
Kol na baithe koi mainu teri jaan ke.
Mainu. So to me.
Teri.
Your life.
Jaan ke. Not life is not. It's not jaan. It's jaan ke. So.
Okay.
मेरे कोल कोई ये सोच के नहीं बंदा कि मैं तेरी हूँ. That I belong to you.
Oh, okay. Jaan
so dard vandaave keda tere bajo aanke. Kol na benda koi. Kol na baithe koi mainu teri jaan ke. So nobody's ready to share my pain or know about me or sit by me because everybody considers me yours.
Right. Okay, that's so interesting. So the other janke that I know is like, when someone said it, like it means on purpose.
Jaan. That's Jaan.
Share the oh, you did that.
Same word, yeah. Jaan ke.
Oh my.
Punjabi च ना बहुत सारे words बड़े similar sounding, yeah.
Yes. There's such a nuance between every single word, every single syllable.
Absolutely.
Okay.
हाँ ते ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਜਾਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਾਨ ਲਾਈਫ ਰਾਈਟ ਜਾਨ ਤੇ ਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ knowingly ਤੂੰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ like you do it knowingly you know how you've said it
Yes.
ਹੈ ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੇਰੀ ਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਆ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੰਦੇ
Right.
nobody sits by me nobody wants to know me
So interesting. Oh, Bachari. I feel for this girl. It's like, oh, she's lonely.
this is what used to be the psychology in my times Mandeep. You know this is how we were I don't know what the situation is now in Punjab, but this is a psychology that prevailed when I was in my teens, early 20s.
Okay.
This is a psychology we grew up with that, you know, ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸਾਈਨ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਕਿ ਆ ਵਾਲੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਇਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਰਿਡ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਕੁਛ ਆ she very much became dependent for her needs on the guy.
Wow. It's physical, emotional, mental,
everything. And if she's not, I mean, you know, it's very complicated. Relationships are complicated. They can be complicated. ਤੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ 100% ਕੰਪੈਟੀਬਲ ਉਹ 100% ਕਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ 70% ਵੀ 50% ਵੀ ਕੰਪੈਟੀਬਲ ਹੋਏ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਗੁਜ਼ਾਰਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਪਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਾਰ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਪਰ ਜੇ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਲੇਡੀ ਫਿਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਨਾਲ ਮੰਨ ਲਓ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ nothing you know immoral or anything just ਗੱਲਬਾਤ emotional support ਲਈ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ that's a taboo as well you're not allowed to do that. So this song is very much this part kind of tells me it's about dependency, you know, it's about dependency ke tere bagair mera dukh kinne vandauna hai jido ki psychologically I think it's a very disempowering thought ke sirf jada mera sorry
yes I see that thank you so much for adding context.
It's a very disempowering thought kyunki jido si apne aap ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਈਨ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹੋ ਹੀ ਰਿਸਪੌਂਸਿਬਲ ਆ ਮੇਰੀ ਹੈਪੀਨੈਸ ਲਈ ਮੇਰੀ ਯੂ نو ਐਗਜ਼ਿਸਟੈਂਸ ਲਈ ਮੈਂ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਆ ਇਹਦੇ ਥਰੂ ਆ ਇਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆ that's soul wrecking that is so wrong at so many different levels. I mean I was there right so I've lived that
been there there's a lot of us have been there.
I have lived through this and now I know that no you know never ever assign your whole existence to one person you know ठीक है प्यार अपनी जगह बहुत ਵਧੀਆ ਆ इश्क अपनी जगह बहुत ਵਧੀਆ ਆ कोडिपेंडेंसी बहुत ਵਧੀਆ ਆ पर ਬੰਦੇ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਐਗਜ਼ਿਸਟੈਂਸ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮੇਨਟੇਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਰੱਖਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਤੇ ਰਿਲਾਇੰਟ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਉਹ ਬੰਦਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕੱਢ ਲੇ ਉੱਥੋਂ so where are you going to go you'll just fall apart ਉਹ ਗਲਤ ਹੈ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦੇ ਤੇ 100% ਰਿਲਾਈ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਸਾਡੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਸਿਸਟਮਸ ਚ ਵੀ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਰੌਲਾ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੁੜੀ ਦਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਤੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਇਹਦਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੁਣ she belongs there right families ਇਦਾਂ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ have you heard of that
yes it's like almost like you're a burden on your family until you get married and then you become their burden
their responsibility.
It's so interesting because part of me is like, you know what, she's asking for what she wants, even though it's might not be in the most empowering way, but she's like, I want you to come home, I want you to come to me, and I kind of admire that she's saying really clearly this is
to
what
me
I
it
want.
sounds like begging to me it sounds like plea
but yeah it's
ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹੋਏ ਕਿ ਚੱਲ ਘਰ ਆ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ
Sorry, Ritu, what was that?
I was just saying that, you know, if it was like an empowered Punjabi woman, she'd be like, "Bahut ho gaya, ghar wapas aa." You won't be like, "Ghar aaja sone, like, bahut ho gaya tera drama, ghar wapas aa."
oh my gosh okay I'm gonna go back a little
Let's
bit.
go.
It's so interesting, so interesting. Every time we do this, Ritu, it never ceases to amaze me, like how much some of these things need updating, how much some of these like need updating. But it's really interesting to see how things were as well and how far we've come. So, okay. I think this is how it is. Oh, he's coming back to look after her. Putting her chunni on. Oh, I think this is the rest of it. Yes, and she's swimming in a swimming pool and doing synchronizing. I love that. I love that. This this tune that's behind it is just, I remember as soon as I heard those first few sounds, it was like, yes, it's Aja Sonia.
Nice.
It's our song. Yes. Oh, I love that so much. Okay.
Yeah.
And
So with songs, you know, our songs have not changed a lot. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਵਾਲੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ 20 years ਪਹਿਲਾਂ 20 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਬਹੁਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਦਲੇ ਪਰ ਥੈਂਕਫੁਲੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਾਈਕੋਲੋਜੀ ਬਦਲ ਗਈ ਆ ਤੇ
100%.
ਥੈਂਕਫੁਲੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਨਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਮੇਰੀ ਜਨਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਵੀ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਸਮਝ ਆ ਗਈ which is good ਹੈ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੱਕ sorry.
Yeah, and it is because of people like you, Ritu, right? Like women's empowerment. It's the work that you do. It's raising women's confidence, raising their self-esteem, raising their mental, like increasing their mindset.
It's the belief, you know, it's the limits that we put on ourselves because we've been told we can only go this far. We've been told we can only be this confident. We've been told we can only feel this much beautiful. We rely on others to tell us we're beautiful and feel confident from their compliments. And if they miss that, if we don't get that, then ਫਿਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ worth ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਕਾਬਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਇਹ ਸਿਰਫ ਸਾਡੇ ਕਲਚਰ 'ਚ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਪਰ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਿਰਫ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ if you look at it Mandeep from you know a bird's viewpoint men are conditioned so badly as well in our culture.
Yes.
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਿਚਾਰਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੂਵ ਕਰਨਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਾਚੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੂਵ ਕਰਨਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਵਾਈਫ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ 'ਚ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੂਵ ਕਰਨਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਰੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਦੇ ਮੈਟਰਸ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੈਂਡਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਕੇਪੇਬਲ ਹੋਣ they are made to feel like that you have to you're not a man otherwise you know and it's so sad I think it's so sad ਵਿਚਾਰੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਜਾਂਦੇ wrong direction 'ਚ ਸਾਰੇ ਵਾਈਫ ਤੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਤੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ you know ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਬੱਚੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਤੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਬੇਟੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਤੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਵਾਈਫਸ ਨਾਲ ਗਲਤ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਟੌਰਚਰ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨਲ ਟੌਰਚਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਈਆਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਫਿਜ਼ੀਕਲ ਟੌਰਚਰ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਗਲਤ ਹੈ ਪਰ at least it's changing. I've always said it's going to take a couple of centuries at least, you know, to wash it all out. It's not going to happen soon, but thankfully it's gradually very slowly changing and I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I think this is so interesting. Like maybe as a collective it's going to take a few generations and a few like centuries as you said, but then individually we can stop that shit right now. There's so much you and I have done and I'm sure so many people watching have already said no, this ends with me right now.
Absolutely.
Even, you know, between us, I truly believe that. I truly believe that we can do that.
Absolutely.
So,
And anybody who understands the slightest of thing, they've got to implement it. It becomes a moral responsibility. ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਸਮਝ ਆਇਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਖੜੇ ਹੋਵੋ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕੁਝ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ 'ਚ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਚੇਂਜ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਲੇਡੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਵੀ ਜੀਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਜਨਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਫਲੇਵਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਪਏ ਲਾਈਫ ਦਾ ਕਿ ਲਾਈਫ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ and if you're putting up with some nonsense from your partner or parents or whatnot that's what you're going to teach your children right
yes.
ਤੇ ਜੋ ਕੁੜੀ ਹੋਈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਕਿ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਟ੍ਰੀਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ I deserve this my mom went through this and she was fine so if I should be fine as well no, it's not on absolutely not on
No, it's really not. And it's so interesting. I know we're kind of, going on to something else here, but so often we think we're putting our children first by staying in toxic relationships or toxic family situations, whether you're living with your in-laws, whether you're living with your parents. And like personally, my mom would always say to me when things were rough, like she doesn't want to leave the situation because then it'll be harder for me to get married.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like here I am in my, coming up to my 40s and I'm not married. So whether the fact that she stayed in toxic situations didn't make a difference on me whatsoever. And in fact, it showed me exactly what I was not willing to tolerate. Absolutely. So, by putting...
Sometimes we learn by observing what we don't want to be, Sometimes it puts us totally off many things. And I think I learned many things like that myself, just through observation. Nobody said to me, don't do that, or this is right and this isn't right. But you can kind of, you can sense it.
100%. And I know a lot of people, it's going to be really hard for them to hear this, but even putting yourself before your children is something that we should be doing.
You know what? You can't keep your children happy unless you're happy. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't make your children happy if you're not happy inside. You can pretend to be, but you're not happy. Kids can sense that. Kids are very clever. Even the little ones are very clever. They can sense your sadness.
Yes.
So you're not doing them a favor. You're not doing them a favor at all.
Like even their physical needs, but their emotional needs, like just setting that example for them to follow. So I always say, like, keep the bigger picture in mind. Yes, you might be burnt out, tired, having no energy and, pushing yourself to look after your children's physical needs. But the bigger picture is always like, what are they learning about you? Keep the bigger picture in mind. What are they learning from you? What are they going to model their behavior, when they're older? So this is a really, really great way of doing it. So is there anything else, Ritu, you want to add?
No, we can go on forever about this thing. I think
of course, every week.
There's so much to say about this, but this is not the platform. Here we just talk about songs. We've done a lot today. We've talked a lot about, what psychology behind the songs is and that. And I think, we'll stop.
Just until next week. So we're going to be back next Friday. We're going to be doing a little bit earlier next week. We'll be on 9 a.m. CST.
4th of February,
And that is going to be 2 p.m. GMT for you guys in the UK. So, and we're going to be doing the song that was sent to us by Surinder Kera. Said it's going to be a really interesting song to do. I'm going to give you just a little preview here. Let me get this up. I've not heard this song before, but I already like it. It is called Tu Jum. I'm going to give you a little preview. Oh, no, that's the one we've played. Okay, so it's a beautiful, empowering, and joyful song. So we're going to mix it up again. I love this. I feel like every week we're doing something empowering and something, something a little bit different. So here we go. Here's a little Coke Studio. It's already sending shivers down my spine. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I'm already
I love
feeling.
it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Okay, I'm really looking forward
Tira no
to
me
it.
sine lawa.
Okay, okay. So people,
Next
yes,
week.
we'll see you few hours earlier. That's 9 a.m. CST and 2 p.m. GMT to do this song. Tu Jum Surinder Kera, thank you so much for the suggestion. And I would love for you guys to comment down below if you have any other songs you'd like us to cover and what you've taken from this video. Is there something that you've learned? Is there something that it made you think about that you hadn't thought about before? Ritu and I love doing this so much, and it's not just for ourselves, it's for you guys. You know, we're here in service to help you, to support your mindsets and to
We love talking about these things.
Yeah.
We love talking about it. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. If you watched it live, thank you for watching it. If you're watching it on a replay, please be with us next week. And as Mandeep said, send something for us to talk about. That would be great. Thank you.
Okay, bye for now. Bye. Just stopping. Okay, just stopped the live stream. And I'm going to hit